going to be talking about football today. To be a bit more specific, we're going to be talking about NFL Week 10 of the 2021 NFL season. So American football. There's not going to be many triggers. This might be some hand movement because I talk with my hands sometimes. But most of the trigger is going to be my voice. If you don't like that, that's fine. I have plenty of other content, and I suggest you look at that because I can make some good stuff. However, if you like the sound of my voice, like the sound of people rambling, you're in the right spot. Or if you like football, you're also in the right spot. Now, I've already done a Week 10 prediction. I did a live stream, and it did not go, well, it went well. It didn't go smoothly. It isn't something you can watch afterwards and it make a whole lot of sense. So, and that's my issue. It went fine during. I don't have any issues with what happened during. I just have an issue with how it looks afterwards. So that's going to be fixed by me doing this, and I'm also going to be but doing a better job in the presentation itself next week. It's going to be a little bit better. It's going to be a lot better. I'm going to know what I'm doing. I'm going to I'm going to do breaks between picks and actually reply back to comments then, instead of replying to comments in the middle of my ramble. And speaking of my ramble, I'm going to go ahead and get on with my whole ramble. And since I already did the live stream from last week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm sorry, I got distracted. What I'm gonna do, since I did the live stream and I don't really like it that much post, I'm probably gonna put it in my unlisted. If you like that it's an hour long and like listening to the hour long thing, even though it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, email me or something and I'll send you the link. Because I'm not deleting it, I just don't really want to peep in the page. And this is going to be up to replace it. This is going to be a more concise, slightly less rambly, more football to talk focused. And we're going to talk about week 9 real fast. Right here, you can see that I was 8-6 on predicting it right, and I'm 83-53 in the year. That's my total. Well, I guess now I'm 83-54 because based on my picks so far from week 10, I already got the first one wrong, and we can go ahead and mark that. I picked Baltimore and they lost. Can you blame me for picking Baltimore? I don't think so, but you can if you want. I don't really care. They just play good football. Miami did. By good football, I mean defensively good football. Offensively, it was alright. Defensively, it was solid. New Orleans at Tennessee. We're going to go ahead with the rest of the picks. New Orleans at Tennessee. I'm picking Tennessee. Tennessee just put Julio Jones on the injured reserve. Also, another thing. There's been a few moves few events, like players being out, that have come out in the past few hours that weren't a part of the original video, so that can help influence my picks as well. For instance, Kyler Murray is at least basically doubtful. DeAndre Hopkins is super doubtful. Big Ben has COVID. James Robinson might not play. Robert Woods tore his ACL. Beckham signed with the Rams. I'm pretty sure I already talked about that. I didn't have a lot of faith in Beckham being like super successful there, but now that Robert Woods is out, like the number 2 guy's gone, I guess you're gonna have to. I have faith in Van Jefferson. I actually just picked up Van Jefferson in my in one of my leagues, the league that I care the most about, because it's money and I have a shot at winning this year. Oh, and a fun little side note, this is going to be me bragging, because I'm allowed to do that, I guess. I don't do it much, so I won in all 8 of my fantasy leagues this week. And I know your initial reaction, 8 fantasy leagues. Yes, you can calm down. It's okay. I promise it's not that much. I have 3 that I care about, 2 that are for money with my friends, and then the third one that I care about, I'm in a league with my dad, but that one's not for money, and I don't really care that much about it, but I care more about it than I do the other ones. And the other ones I played in because I wanted to try out formats, a couple other ones too, that I hadn't done before prior. So I joined a few of them. I also ended up a little bit bored at my most recent job, so I had some time to kill, and that seemed interesting to me at the time, so, I did it. That's why I was part of 8 leagues, but I was able to win in all of them this week. I won in all 8 fantasy leagues. Wild. Do I get anything for it? No. I'm picking Tennessee in the New Orleans Titans game. It's probably going to be a very strong defensive game. The Saints defense is good, pretty darn solid. The Titans defense is hot and cold, but I think they're going to be on the hot side, especially against Trevor Siemian, who I don't dislike. But Alvin Kamara is out as well. I forgot to mention that Alvin Kamara is out as well. Which is another reason why I'm picking Tennessee. They still have A.J. Brown, Ryan Tannehill. Sure, they're missing Derrick Henry and Julio Jones, but they've been missing Julio Jones most of the year, which breaks my heart to say. I could see New Orleans winning this game. I'm picking Tennessee, though. Moving on to the next game is the Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets, and I'm picking the Buffalo Bills to bounce back. Now, the New York Jets can win, and I'm going to give you 2 words to explain why. Mike White. That's right, Mike White. He's he's great. He put up 400 passing yards in his first start, I think it was. But that's the most passing yards of any Jet quarterback ever, I do believe, in one game. And Zach, he said that he thinks that he would have been worth a first overall pick. Like, he should have been a first overall pick. I personally think he should have said that he should have been a second overall pick, because it would have been very funny. Because their quarterback that they drafted this year was the second overall pick, and Mike White has, without question, played better. We're going to see if that holds up after just a game, or if that's an outlier, because outlier games do happen. Like, Matt Schaub threw 500 yards against the Seahawks a few years ago. The Seahawks defense was real bad at the time, so at least especially the secondary. There's also some injuries, and it was when he was the backup to Matt Ryan. So Matt Ryan had gotten hurt. I can't remember what the injury was, but it was one of like 3 games Matt Ryan's ever missed. Matt Schaub comes in and puts up 500 yards. So outlier games do happen. But I like Mike White. I haven't watched a lot of them, but like, man, wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be funny if the Jets, like... Okay, let's just explore this. Let's go on a little detour. Let's just explore this. The Jets have been looking for a quarterback since Joe Namath, essentially. And they had Mark Sanchez. That's as best they got. They just drafted 1 second overall with the second overall pick. Now they can go 2 ways. They can either pay Mike White whenever his contract runs out and make him the starter, or make him the starter when I don't know what his contract is, honestly. He might be free agent this year. He might not. I hope he's not, because they could either make him the backup, make him the starter. So they could make him the starter, or they could make him the backup and then and keep Zach Wilson. or they make him the starter and trade away Zach Wilson, number 2 overall pick. So let's think about that. They trade away the number 2 overall pick for a guy that they sign as a free agent, I'm pretty sure, or something along the lines of that, pretty close. That'd be a very Jets thing. However, the most Jets thing would be if they traded away Mike White because of, hey, some teams like, well, we'll give you a 5th for him, we'll give you a 6th, and they're like, yeah, which is more than they paid for him, more than they invested into him, other than, like, money. So they're gonna they'll trade away Mike White for like a 6th round pick. That 6th round pick is gonna turn into some bust. No, not bust, but it's no one of worth. It's a 6th round pick, no one of worth probably. But Mike White goes on to be like the next Tom Brady for whatever team he goes to. Wouldn't that be the funniest thing? Now that should be my tangent. Let's go back to the pick of it. I'm picking Buffalo, and I can tell you why. Buffalo had a bad week last week, and Josh Allen seemed kind of pissed about it, which he should have been. So I feel like Josh Allen's going to have a rebound week, or he's going to keep plummeting, but I feel like he's going to have a rebound week because I have faith in Josh Allen. So I'm picking Buffalo. The next game is the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Detroit Lions. Now, Big Ben is out this game. Does that mean Detroit can win? Yeah. I don't know who their backup quarterback is. Because it might be Mason Rudolph still. Wait, it's Dwayne Haskins. It's Dwayne Haskins, I think. It's Dwayne Haskins or Mason Rudolph. It might be. It's one of the two. So, what? In the evaluation I had for this game prior, I said it's gonna be the Steelers because they have a phenomenal defense and a okay offense, and the okay offense is gonna be fine against the bad, terrible defense, the awful defense that the Detroit Lions have. Now, it could be an anemic Steelers offense with a backup quarterback. It could be. It could be also be a fairly functioning. I really hope it's Dwayne Haskins that starts, because then we can truly see if Dwayne Haskins has the makeup of an NFL quarterback. But not even that. But we won't be able to know if he has the makeup, but we'll be able to know if he doesn't have the makeup. You know what I mean? Like, if he performs badly, then we know that he's awful at this and shouldn't do this, because they've allowed a touchdown on 52% of their drives. The Lions have, which is bad. So like literally over half the drives against them scored. Ridiculous. However, that really bad defense is going to go up against an offense that has the capability to be good, but also has the very strong capability to be blah. If Dwayne Haskins is blah, then we know he should not do it. If Dwayne Haskins is good, it doesn't mean anything. And if Dwayne Haskins is stellar, it probably also doesn't mean anything. But it means maybe he's worth a look at. Maybe. I'm still picking the Steelers. They're at home too. Detroit could win. Detroit could come angry but even if the Steelers' offense is bad, I feel like their defense is going to be good enough to win them the field position game. Pittsburgh's my final choice. Next game is Jacksonville at Indianapolis. I'm going to pick Indianapolis. Jacksonville beat Buffalo, so they're kind of hot. Indianapolis doesn't seem to be the hottest, but they seem to be getting certain things going, certain things right. Pittman's looking good. Jonathan Taylor's looking good. Their O-line's getting back to quality. Their defense is building a rapport again. They're building blocks. I'm picking Indy over Jacksonville because I think that was an outlier game. That being said, I think they've won 2 in a row. Jacksonville has something like that, or their first. So I don't know. I'm picking Indy. Next game is Tampa Bay at Washington Football Team, and it's I'm picking Tampa Bay because they're the better team in all facets. It's like receiver better, running back, not really. Washington has the edge there. O-line better, defense as a whole, every spot except defensive line better. Okay, defensive line. The Washington football team is better, but they're playing about equal as a whole. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Talent-wise, Washington football team is better. Performance-wise, they're about equal. Linebacking core, Tampa Bay has a huge edge. Secondary, Washington has a small edge. Tampa Bay wins because Tom Brady. Next game is Cleveland at New England. I think New England wins this game, and I think New England wins this game because their defense is playing well, and Cleveland, they've been inconsistent. They've had moments where they're really good, and they've also been pretty darn bad. They're going to miss Chubb this week. They're still missing Hunt. I mean, Ernest Johnson is going to get the start, which he's not bad, but he's not necessarily what you want to build your entire offense around. And Baker's good. He's been good. And the receivers have not, to be honest. Jarvis Landry, what did he get, like 1 catch last week? He had 4 drops or something like that a few weeks ago. Peoples-Jones had an okay week, I guess. Who else do they have there? I'm missing someone. Higgins. I don't know how he did last week, but I don't have faith in this Cleveland offensive line to carry the entire team on their back this week. Because normally they can carry and then set up real well for Nick Chubb to put the hammer through, but I don't know how well they can set up against this Patriots defense. The Patriots offense has looked standard, about average, I guess. They were okay, good, competent. So Cleveland's defense is probably going to give them some issues, but I feel like New England's offense should maintain close to competency. But if they don't, then Cleveland will probably win the game. But I think New England's going to win the game. Now on to Atlanta versus Dallas. It can go one of a few ways. Little backstory in this game. They played last year. Atlanta had a strong lead. I don't remember what the lead was, but they gave it up, and they even it was such a strong lead that the Cowboys had to do an onside kick. Now on the onside kick, a lot of the Falcons players just watched the ball. No real explanation for it other than terrible coaching, really. Given the players should know what the heck to do in that instance, my point still stands. So Dan Quinn was the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons last year. Dan Quinn is currently the defensive coordinator of the Cowboys. He's proven to be a better coordinator than he was as a head coach. However, I've noticed many shortcomings from him during his time with the Falcons. He is not the best at adapting from what I've seen. He doesn't from what I've noticed, he doesn't make halftime adjustments. He tries to keep doing the same thing, and that doesn't always work. Especially, if it works the first step, there's going to be adjustments, so you got to take into account for that and be ready to implement those. But I'm just a guy. My point is the Cowboys' defense is volatile. They allowed Teddy Bridgewater to go off last week. In addition to that, the Cowboys' offense did not look good last week. They normally look very, very good with what's his name? Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore is the offensive coordinator, former Cowboy quarterback as well. He's it's a very good job as an OC. However, he did not do well last week, and it's possible that he's overcome and learned how to beat the coverage that beat him last week, or it's gonna beat him again. I think it's gonna be somewhere in the middle. I think they're gonna have some strife with it, but I think they're gonna have a couple plays where that works against it, and also, but yeah, like I said, it's gonna be a mixed bag. The Cowboys' offense is going to score. Period. They're not going to score. I don't know if they're going to score like 28 or if they're going to score 30. I could see them scoring like 21 probably. However, I don't know if the Cowboys' defense can stop the Atlanta Falcons' offense that's been not necessarily humming, but definitely effective and definitely successful. Matt Ryan's playing like a top 5 quarterback right now. Their offensive line isn't super consistent, but they're playing a lot better than they have in the beginning of the year. Their defense has moments. AJ Terrell's playing lights out. And their head coaching, from what I've seen, seems more, I don't want to say smarter, but I think Arthur Smith has been putting together a game plan for a hot minute against this team, and I think he knows what to do. Now, there is one issue though. That is Cordero. There's a matchup this week that might decide the whole game. It's actually kind of. I think about it. It's 2 matchups with one player being in both of them. It's Micah Parsons for the Cowboys being in both of them. He's a middle / outside linebacker. He's asked to rush the quarterback, and he's also asked to cover. I honestly don't know what he's been doing more of lately. He's been doing both. If he can neutralize, actually, I don't think he will. I think he might slow down. But if he can neutralize Kyle Pitts or Cordero Patterson, which are the Falcons' 2 best offensive weapons right now, if he can mess those up enough, the defense will probably do enough to win the game. I think Kyle Pitts is better than Michael Parsons, even if they're about the same speed. And I don't know about Cordero Patterson. I think Cordero Patterson, like, he can do more football things, if you know what I mean. But he's not as fast. He probably used to be as fast, but in his age now, he's not as fast. But he can probably still evade. He's gonna get open, even if he's not perfect. He should be able to get open. Now, if Dan Quinn, in all his time in Atlanta, realized what the defenses that stopped Matt Ryan were during his time there, and decides to use only those, which I honestly don't know what stops Matt Ryan, but if he's figured out in his time there, and he decides to run those this week, and it works, that could happen. I'm picking Atlanta. Atlanta's going to win this week in Dallas. Next game is the Carolina Panthers at the Arizona Cardinals, and this game was I said Arizona. Oh, by the way, Cam Newton's a Panther again. Wild. I had Arizona winning this game. Kyler Murray being doubtful. Colt McCoy Colt McCoy played fine. James Conner took us off. I don't see that happening against Carolina per se. Because Carolina's defense has shown that they're better usually. At least in the up front, they're pretty good. And the linebacker, of course, is also decent. See, I'm hesitating because I think that Arizona's going to struggle against Carolina's defense. However, I don't think they're going to struggle like tremendously. I think they're going to have some issues, yes, but I don't think Carolina's offense is going to be much better. Like, I'm pretty sure it's like a 90% sure chance that Cam Newton doesn't start this week anyway. So we're talking about P.J. Walker right now. P.J. Walker or Matt Barkley. P.J. Walker versus this pretty darn good Cardinals defense this year. Chandler Jones has been going off. J.J. Watt's on IR. The rookie's been playing well. Collins. Simmons has been playing well. The defense is good. Buda Baker's also pretty good. So I think the defense is going to... It's going to be a defensive battle, that's for sure. Because it's going to be two backup quarterbacks against pretty decent defenses. Carolina has more to work with receiving-wise for the backup quarterback. But Arizona's got a better defense. At least so far in the year. I wouldn't be surprised to see Carolina win this, but I'm picking Arizona still because I think Arizona is a really good football team as a whole. Next game is the Minnesota Vikings at the Los Angeles Chargers, and Minnesota has not been stellar this year. They've been competitive, but they have not been stellar. They've been competitive, and so has the Chargers. They've been competitive, and they've mostly won their games. And look at the Minnesota Vikings secondary. I think it's Harrison Smith and Patrick Peterson there. I don't know who the rest of them are, but I'm pretty sure they're not playing that well. I don't know how well the defense is playing this year as a whole. I'm pretty sure not phenomenal, but they're doing okay. I picked Chargers, and I'm going to stand by that. I have a lot of faith in Herbert. I have a lot of faith in Staley, the head coach for the Chargers. He's a defensive-minded guy. I have a lot of faith in him. The Chargers defense is making progress. They're not great against the run, but they're a really good pass defense team, and they're gonna get better. Chargers. Next game is the Seattle Seahawks at the Green Bay Packers. Now, Russell Wilson is playing. I do believe this is his first game back from an injury. It was a finger, I think he dislocated it. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Seattle. Sorry, he's gonna be playing. This is his first game back. Probably gonna be a little bit rusty, but probably not too bad because I feel like he's been salivating at playing for a hot minute. I had Seattle winning this game. I also made that prediction with the assumption that Aaron Rodgers wasn't going to be playing. And here I am saying Aaron Rodgers is going to be playing. I think it's what I saw. Pretty sure it's what I saw. Honestly, I picked Seattle. But now that I'm seeing Aaron Rodgers playing, if Aaron Rodgers is playing, I have a belief that Aaron Rodgers is going to be like, man, I can't believe these people said all these mean things about me or blah 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 blah. They're attacking me. I'm gonna go off. Show these people they're wrong. I'm the best quarterback. Doesn't matter. I'm the best quarterback. Yeah, he is a really good quarterback. He's entertaining. I think Aaron Rodgers, when he's got the fire lit under him, he's gonna do enough to win. I'm picking Green Bay. especially at home. Seattle doesn't win that much against in Green Bay. And I probably would have, and I had Seattle winning until I saw Aaron Rodgers, but I was still on the fence even with there. But now I thought about the Aaron Rodgers avenge game that he's gonna have put on his head. They're gonna win. Kansas City at Las Vegas. I think the Chiefs are not gonna win this game. I think the Chiefs are struggling right now with what they were trying to do. They don't do anything super well. The receivers are dropping balls. The running backs aren't running to the lanes, partially because the O-line isn't run blocking properly and is just pass blocking all the time. And that's making their pass blocking even worse because I guess they don't have to worry. The defensive line doesn't have to worry about run blocking whatsoever. They just get to rush the whole time. And the Raiders have a good secondary, seemingly out of nowhere. Not out of nowhere, but it's since the beginning of this year, out of nowhere. I don't know who the linebacking core is, but the defensive line's decent. And then on offense, they should still work even without John Gruden. I still think they're gonna work because I like Hunter Renfrow a lot, and I also really like Bryan Edwards. But I also don't think Derek Carr's bad. He's playing well this year. Not like lights out or phenomenal or MVP like some people want to say, but he's playing well. The Raiders are going to win this one. And then the last game of the week is the Los Angeles Rams against the San Francisco 49ers. I'm picking the Rams. It's going to be pretty easy. It's Von Miller's first game. I have a feeling Von Miller's going to go off. Even if he's against Trent Williams, I feel like we'll get a sack. The Rams... the 49ers can pass with Deebo Samuel, and they seem to be doing better with Brandon Ayuk as of late. It took him half a season to remember that he was on the team, but they've been doing okay with him. I wish Atlanta traded for him during the before the trade deadline, because that would have been something for Matt. I have to sneeze again. I'm not gonna do it. San Francisco's best bet is on their run game, and I do believe the Rams are going to be able to stop that with Von Miller and Aaron Donald. Also, Jalen Ramsey being the slot more often makes that harder to running against because he's closer to the line of scrimmage, but easier to make tackles. It's all the reasons are pointing to the Rams. The Rams have just seemed like a better team this year. The 49ers don't. So those are my picks for the week. I'm gonna go ahead and run back through all the picks of the names, all the game predictions. Sorry if that woke you. I apologize. Go back to sleep. So I have the Baltimore Ravens going to the Miami Dolphins and winning, and they did not. This video is recorded afterwards. The rest of the games have not been played yet. The New Orleans Saints at the Tennessee Titans lose to the Titans. So let me reword that. I have the Tennessee Titans winning at home against the New Orleans Saints. I have the Buffalo Bills winning away at the New York Jets. I have the Pittsburgh Steelers winning at home against the Detroit Lions. I have the Indianapolis Colts winning at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning at the Washington Football Team. I have the New England Patriots winning at home against the Cleveland Browns. I have the Atlanta Falcons winning at the Dallas Cowboys. I have the Arizona Cardinals winning at home against Carolina. I have the Los Angeles Chargers winning at home against Minnesota. I have the Green Bay Packers winning at home against the Seattle Seahawks. I have the Las Vegas Raiders winning at home against the Kansas City Chiefs. And I have the Los Angeles Rams winning away at the San Francisco 49ers. Now, more things falling. Okay. Now, thank you all for watching. I hope you're asleep at this point. I hope you don't even see my face right now, so because you're asleep and off in some fun dream. Now, I don't think I have any sort of announcements or anything like that to make. So, love you, appreciate you, sweet dreams, sleep well. You are appreciated, as I already said. I'll say it again. Have a good day.